Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5 best gaming SSD. Starting at number 5. Kingston Fury Renegade 2TB. The Kingston Fury Renegade impresses across the board as one of the best SSDs for gaming on the market right now, with its stated speeds reaching upwards of 7,000 MBs. We're happy to report that this drive really is the real deal when it comes to blazing fast performance, perfect for direct storage. Our benchmarks don't lie, and neither did Kingston. The Fury Renegade achieved read and write speeds of 7,344. Of course, raw numbers mean nothing if the in-game performance can't back it up. Fortunately, loading and transfer times were as close to instant as you would hope for from a drive of this caliber. Briefing touching on transfer times, we noted that Cyberpunk 2077, a 64.88GB game, took only 22.66 seconds being written from one NVMe drive to the Kingston. It's a similar story with Destiny 2, and its 73.5 GB of content, which made the jump between drives in just 28 seconds. Loading times were all but non-existent as well, as we were able to jump into Halo Infinite's main campaign in a mere 18 seconds, straight into gameplay. Coming at number 4. SEAGATE FIRECUDA 530. SEAGATE, one of the biggest names in storage, has been a long time coming to the very top rung of the best SSDs for gaming. But with the SEAGATE FIRECUDA 532TB, it's absolutely up there with the big boys. In part thanks to the use of the excellent FIRECUDA E18 controller. We found in our testing that the FIRECUDA 532TB lived up to the claimed figures of 7,300 MB per second and 6,900 MB per second read, making this drive one of the faster FIRECUDA E18 based SSDs around. We clocked just over 7 GB per second and just shy of the 6.9 GB per second read figure. If you can say all that of most drives based on the FIRECUDA E18 controller, the FIRECUDA's epic 2,550 TB write endurance rating is something really exceptional. It's also worth noting that this drive is fully compatible with the Sony PS5 and is optionally available with a PS5 optimized heatsink. All told, it's one heck of an SSD, albeit available for one hell of a lot of money. At number 3. Samsung 980 Pro. The Samsung 980 Pro is one of the best SSDs for gaming at the Gen 4 end of the spectrum that's on the market right now, and it's made even more appealing by the fact that it's regularly on sale. Keep in mind that this particular NVMe drive only goes up to 2 TB capacity. But if you're wanting to operate within that 1 TB to 2 TB range, then you can't go wrong with the performance on offer. Our testing found that the Samsung 980 Pro very much lived up to those claimed 7,000 MB per second read and 5,000 MB per second write claims. We clocked the drive at 6.7 GB per second read and 4.0 feature, which essentially acts as a boost to write more data than its predecessors, including the 970 EVO Plus, at much faster, more consistent rates. It should be noted that the SSD comes with specialist software, Samsung Magician, in order to track the health of your drive, as well as tweak any settings to your liking, which could be particularly important if you're not using a heatsink. But we definitely recommend using one to keep those core temperatures down. It's worth pointing out that you can also buy the coveted SSD with a built-in heatsink, too, though it's significantly more expensive than the drive on its own. Number 2 of my list. Silicon Power US70. The Silicon Power US70 is one of the more affordably priced Gen 4.0 NVMe drives that you can get your hands on in 2022. And this is due to the more modest targeted figures of 5,000 MB per second read and 4,400 MB per second write. In our testing, we found that the drive yielded respectable figures of around 3 GB per second read and 3.0 3 GB per second write respectively, which is solid considering the quoted numbers. But a little away from what was possible. Anvil Pro gave us the score of 16,591.33, which positions the Silicon Power US70 in league with some of the humbler Gen 4. Built-in bad block management, BBM mechanism and E2E data protection. The warranty terms on all of its SSDs are based on whether the warranty length or TBW limit occurs first. TBW, 3600 TBW. To support a Silicon Power PCIe SSD, the system must have an M.2 connector with only an M key. The Silicon Power PCIe SSD does not have a B notch and therefore, the B key on the SSD connector will prevent it from being inserted. And number 1. WD Black SN850. Right now, cutting-edge contenders for the best SSD for gaming don't deliver big benefits over cheaper drives in-game. Tested here in 1 TB form and also available in 500 GB and 2 TB capacities. The SN850 is an absolute screamer thanks to its quad-lane PCIe Gen 4 interface, shiny new controller chipset, and a large 300 GB chunk of its SanDisk 96L 3D TLC flash memory, running in superfast SLC cache mode. WD claimed that the SN850 can push 7,000 MB per second and 5,000 MB per second read and write respectively. Our testing found that the WD Black SN850 lived up to the claimed figures, with 6,996 MB per second read and 5,205 MB per second write, actually surpassing the quoted figures. Where it really scores, however, is in 4K random performance, which is arguably more important in terms of how responsive your PC feels. WD's confidence in the SN850's broader longevity is likewise indicated by the 5-year warranty and 6 TB write rating. All of which means our only reservations with this excellent SSD involve cooling and pricing. For the former, there is none as standard, which is a slight concern given this SSD can run hot. Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.